Welcome to DigiCam Deathmatch, where we take some of the best digicams over the past 25 years and pit them against each other to find the best digicam for us, or potentially even for you, instead of trying to show you a brand new overpriced camera. This season, we have 16 cameras chosen at random, competing in a Sweet 16 style tournament where only one camera will come out on top.
For the cameras to qualify, they had to meet a certain criteria first. They had to be under $1,000 USD, either new or used. Batteries and memory cards needed to be readily available on platforms like Amazon. And they had to be able to fit into your pocket, or if you're like me and you don't have very big pockets or any at all, then to fit in a very small bag. We call this pocketable.
This season we have digicams from almost every major camera manufacturer, including Canon, Sony, Lumix, Fuji, Nikon, HP, Samsung, and Pentax.
The digicams are pitted head-to-head per round and ranked on the following categories: price, image quality, zoom, aperture, pocketability, color and vibe, ease of use, screen, fun factor, and with bonus points given for flash, macro, flip screen, and EVF.
For episode 6, we have the Samsung ST76 manufactured in 2012 going up against the Nikon Coolpix S3500 manufactured in 2013.
Today we're going to take these digicams out on a mano-a-mano death match to see which one makes it to the next round.
Now, all photos you're gonna see today, guys, are JPEG straight out of both of these cameras. Now, we try to go into the color settings of each camera to try to dial in the best look out of them. So if you want those color settings, we will leave those for you at the end of this video.
And for now, come take a walk with us and judge for yourself. And we are back in the studio to find out which one of these cameras lives to fight another day.
Now keep in mind, guys, that we only went out and shot these cameras for a couple hours, but we have owned both of these cameras for well over several months. So our rankings are based on that combined experience.
Now for each category 1, a DigiCam is awarded a point, and in the event of a tie, both cameras get a point.
We also award additional points for every $200 cheaper a camera is versus its competitor.
So on that note, let's start with price. The Nikon Coolpix S3500 was purchased used for $25, and the Samsung ST76 was purchased also used, because they don't make these cameras anymore, for $150, giving the point to the Coolpix S3500.
Next up, we have image quality. We're gonna be honest, guys, you were able to see the pictures in the Photowalk, and image quality-wise, these cameras are kind of even. I mean, neither one is significantly sharper than the other. Neither one has any more micro contrast or some cool thing going on. The biggest, deciding factor between the two is colors, but we get in that later with colors and Vive. So for right now, image quality wise, they're both equally good at the image quality they produce. So that's a tie for us. That's 1 point each.
And next up, we've got Pocketability. It's gonna have to be another tie on Pocketability for these two because they are basically identical in size. Both very easily pocketable.
Next up, we have zoom. The Samsung ST76 has a full frame equivalent zoom range of 25mm to 125mm, while the Nikon Coolpix S3500 has a full frame equivalent zoom range of 26mm to 182mm. I don't know why 182mm instead of 180, but Nikon does weird shit. So it's just something they do. Remember the A1000 with that weird flip out screen? Like Nikon's just always trying to be slightly different, 2mm different. But because of that, the winner is the Nikon S3500.
And next we've got Aperture. The ST76 has an aperture range of 2.5 to 6.3, and the Coolpix S3500 has an aperture range of The Samsung ST76 has an aperture range of 2.5 to 6.3, and the Nikon Coolpix, I was like, wait a second, am I correct? The ST76 has an aperture range of 2.5 to 6.3, and the Nikon Coolpix S3500 has an aperture range of 3.4 to 6.4. So the point goes to the ST76 for this round. Wound.
You had it. I was like, yeah, I got it.
The aperture range of the ST76 is 2.5 to 6.3, where the Nikon Coolpix S3500 has a range of 3.4 to 6.4. So that gives the point to the ST76.
Next up, we have colors and Vibe. Wound.
Next wound is colors and Vibe.
Keep in mind, guys, that this category is very subjective, but in our opinion, when it comes to colors and Vibe, the Nikon Coolpix S3500 just has more of a warmth to it. It kind of has an old filmic vibe, where the ST76 felt a little bit cool at times, and even when we tried to pump up that warmth in it, it just never seemed to translate properly. So we're gonna have to give the point to the Coolpix S3500.
The next category is ease of use. So both cameras for this category honestly are very similar. They're almost identical in the operations and the buttons, so they both actually get a point for this one.
Next up, we have screen. Both of the screens on the Samsung ST76 and the Nikon's Coolpix S3500 are nothing to write home about. Honestly, they are very dated based on modern day technology, but the S3500 gets really difficult to see in bright sunlight conditions, almost near impossible to see, where the ST76 is still very easy to see in that bright sunlight. So at least you can compose photos a little bit better than the ST76. So we are gonna give a point to the ST76.
And the next category is fun factor. So both cameras were actually pretty fun to shoot. They're very pocketable, easy to go around with. The operations are very similar, like we discussed before. But the point is gonna go to the ST76 for fun factor round, simply because the screen was that much easier to see than the Nikon S3500.
Next, we move into our bonus rounds, and first up is flash. Both the Samsung ST76 and the Nikon Coolpix S3500 have a flash, so you can get those cool party shots when you want them, or those fun like daylight fill shots. They both get a point for having a flash.
And the next category is macro, and both of them have a macro mode, so they both get a point for that as well.
And our last two bonus point categories are EVF and flip screen. Neither of these cameras have an EVF and neither of them have a flip screen, so no bonus points are awarded for those. Which brings us to our winner.
So that is our rankings, and we are sticking to them. If you disagree, feel free to death match it out below in the comments. And for the first time ever, we have a tie with 8 points each.
So in the event of a tie, the camera that moves on is always the least expensive camera. So in this case, that will be the Nikon Coolpix S3500, moving on to our quarterfinal round. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Tune in next episode when we take on the Panasonic Lumix ZS99 versus the Sony HX80. So the ZS99 versus the HX80 in the next episode.
And always remember, the best camera is the one you have on you. Later.